What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a very special interview. I'm Jackson Volz from Dinger Dudes, and today I am joined by Coach Mark Crocco of the Loco Beach Coconuts. Mr. Crocco, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join. How was your Thanksgiving? And thank you once again.
I really appreciate you having me tonight. And anytime we get a chance to talk about these Loco Beach Coconuts, man, that's a great day for me. And over the past few days, family and just kind of taking a step back and looking at everything that we've done over the past few months to get prepared for 2026, man. If I had one word for you, this Thanksgiving, I know it sounds cliche, but gratitude for this group of young men that I get a chance to lead, gratitude for this organization, and thankful to have this opportunity to get year one off the ground here with these Loco Beach Coconuts. So a lot to be thankful for, and I know a lot of the listeners can probably go through a long list of those as well. And that's what this team's all about, man. Gratitude, I think, spills over in everything else that you do. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about tonight, what Loco Beach really means, and in the hearts of those players, those are the guys that are going to do it every day in and day out.
That's very awesome to hear, and I'm very thankful for you taking time out of your very busy schedule to do this. And I kind of want to start on my first question about you personally. Obviously, you spent many years as a collegiate baseball coach. What led you to the direction of, I guess, Banana Land, and what was your personal first reaction when you were named the head coach of the Local Beach Coconuts?
Yeah, I think, a lot of times coaches, begin with a why. And I was one of those guys that, when I got into college baseball, I wanted to give back. I wanted a chance to give back to this great game that owes us nothing. Over the years, obviously 19 years of college baseball, having a chance to see it at Division I level at the Air Force Academy, out in Colorado Springs, getting a chance to watch those that will serve our country. I got a chance to serve those guys, and outside of that, obviously Presbyterian College for 5 years as associate head coach and recruiting coordinator there, and then obviously to high level Division II at Wingate, or I played at Wingate University, and then obviously Erskine College for 8 years. So as I was going through that long journey, there were days when obviously you keep the main thing the main thing. You look at those players and you say, hey, I'm on this planet to serve you guys, help you become the best players that you can possibly be. But as the past few years have unfolded with Banana Ball and watching the impact that has had, Coach Gillum and I have had a really strong relationship over the years. He's one of my best friends in the world. And, I got a chance to kind of see them simplify some things and really give back to communities, be a shining light in a world that, I believe needs some encouragement. And needs to see some people that understand what it looks like to serve the greater good. And as I came alongside of that, obviously experiences are, the biggest thing. You can watch from the outside looking in, but experiences, I think, are where decisions are made. That's where you potentially find your calling. And obviously, this past summer, I had a chance to coach the visitors, which was, the developmental team of guys that are going into this draft this year, high level baseball players from all over the country, high level baseball players from, pro ball, guys just out of college, SEC guys, AC. I mean, just a tremendous group of young men. But I got a chance to really give myself to those guys this summer. We walked through 6 weeks together. And during that time, it was just green light after green light, looking at what the heartbeat of this organization stands for, to really serve the fans, bring joy to others, and also build men in the process of doing that. They have a big responsibility on a daily basis to be under a fan's first blanket, to not only perform at a very high level, but to keep character, for them to show up every day, to shake hands, to know that they are being watched. Every move that they make, they're being watched. And to get a chance to take some quote unquote life skills, or things that I believe in as far as leadership goes, in building men, building fathers, building husbands. I got a chance to really tie those things all into one environment. And I was hooked, man. Just like a lot of those guys that came into it. Maybe excited about what the opportunity could bring, but under the hood, people that go watch Banana Ball for the first time, they are just amazed by how high level players they are, and also how engaging they are. And it was the same thing for us as a team. We were totally locked in together for 6 weeks, totally in step. And every experience, it felt like every day was just one green light after the other for myself and for all those players. And by the end of that, I had a feeling that there was a chance I would be doing this for a living.
That's absolutely awesome to hear. And I know you talked about, experiences through obviously you coaching collegiate ball to the visitors. And you talked about experiences. Like sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the journey and building character and, building these leadership skills, which you truly embody and embrace for, these coconut guys. And you say it's the very first for a 2026 season with this new team and these new guys. And this kind of leads to my second question. How would you describe the personality or vibe of this Loco Beach Coconuts team in just a few words, personally for you?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to sum it into one, it's four others. I wanted a bunch of guys that understand that what we do is for others every day, and I think that shows up in a lot of different ways. And for me, I wanted to make sure of a couple things. And this as a baseball guy, you got to recruit through the heart. You recruit right through the middle of the field. I knew the value of the catching position, the shortstop position, center field, etc. And I wanted to make sure that those kind of core pieces right out of the gate were going to be central to building a team. I think we all know the value of starting pitching, backhand pitching, all that goes with it. And yes, there was a great sample size of high level talent inside of this pool of banana ball draft the inaugural year. But I really did a good job of pausing, making sure that yes, we had high level players, but also they were high level people. And I've had some questions. Well, what does that look like? I got on the phone with these guys and I made sure that, I had similar conversations like you and I are having. Why are we doing this? What is who are you off the field? What do you bring on a daily basis? Find out the heart of these guys. And we were able to go through a list of now 24 players. And looking back, the way that everything unfolded during that draft, I knew this group was called. And there's not one guy on this list that's not a absolute competitor. There's not one guy on this list that's not an absolute dog, and there's not one guy on this list that's not absolutely about the fans and a great person that will understand the call day in and day out. And I think that's a good product, right? You have to be able to play. You got to be able to do it at a high level, and they have to show discipline off the field, which they do. These guys are very driven young men. They live in the cages. They live in the gym. They do their work every single day, and they're professionals. And I think that's something that's really going to show up throughout the organization this year, kind of with this first draft. Kind of shape up of everything, and the level of play has just gone through the roof. So I think the product is going to be tremendous.
I truly, truly believe it. I mean, you talk about building your roster up and down from, all around players, not just from the skill and talent wise, but I guess the personality, physical regimen, mental regimen, everything that they put their heart and soul out to do. And again, you're the perfect guy to lead these guys. I mean, I have guys like Ashby Vining coming on, Drake Fontenot. I recently had Eric Osberg. He said a lot of great things about you, and I'm glad to have you on for this episode. And I kind of want to lead that, I guess, more into a fun question about the Coconuts. I mean, who on your roster is most likely to turn a normal drill, like a normal practice, into a full-on beach party? I mean, there's
Oh,
guys.
great, man. What a question. What a good question. I've been waiting for one of these, man. Obviously everybody always goes to, Acme Vining first, right? Because he's got long hair, surfer vibe. The first photo shoot that we did with the visitors, the guy brought he brought a surfboard to it, right? And this is well before we even ever had or knew about a beach team. So obviously, I think Vining will be bringing some juice that way. But we've got a surf instructor, man. We got a guy that is literally a surf instructor, and he is in Hawaii right now. And that's Andy Archer, man, from Savannah Bananas, who is a tremendous young man. He brings life, he brings energy to everybody. And he is going to be our quote unquote surf instructor. Ben Parker was our first position player pick. Not sure if you guys have seen him on Instagram, Pumps by Parker.
Mhm.
That's Muscle Beach. as we're calling him. Krasminski, that's our beach protector. I can go on and on. Every one of these guys fits that bill in their own way. And the neat part for us is we're going to have a chance to put all these guys together in this Loco Beach identity as one. And each and every one of them are going to be in their lanes getting after it. So I'd say Archer, Vining, and Parker right out of the gate, are going to be some guys that'll be leading some charges. But everybody else on this list, man, all these guys, they all bring some sort of beach vibe to them, and we're going to let those gifts shine all year long.
That's absolutely awesome to hear. Now, I know Ben Parker personally. I'm a heavier set guy. I try to model, hopefully, get into that physique. Not yet, but it will build up there. It'll build up there. And you talk about bringing energy to this new Local Beach Coconuts team, and this leads to my fourth, I guess, fun question. If the Local Beach Coconuts had an official hype song, or like I guess, song that they go out to before every single game, what would it be and why?
Really good. All right, well, it's going to be a remix because it's going to start with the throwback song. You put the lime in the coconut.
Mm.
Okay, it's got to start there. You put the lime in the coconut. But right now, I've been on a couple Zoom calls with these guys, and I'm watching what they're doing online, and kind of showing some of their work and everything. So that old hype song, we ready,
Hmm.
we
I
ready.
do.
We ready, right? I feel like that's the one that I'm hearing from these guys day in and day out. They are working. They know what's ahead of them, and they're not taking lightly the opportunity that they have to be the first Loco Beach, coconuts of all time, and the ownership that I'm seeing from those guys in their work, in their preparation, the way they're doing socials. I got a feeling this is a group that's ready to get on the field together right now.
I mean, I would automatically put that on my playlist. The remix of the Local Beach Coconuts. I mean, you hear the words Local Beach, and you're not going to assume. I've done a couple interviews with guys who have told me that their hype songs are ocean sounds. I mean, like, you can't expect Local Beach Coconuts to be just ocean sounds. So, automatically on my playlist for sure. Now, I mean, you're playing in some amazing places. I mean, key places I saw on the Local Beach home games schedule was ESPN Worldwide Sports, Target Field, Gillette Stadium. Is there one specific place you're looking forward to go to in 2026?
Yeah, I'll mention the first that really jumped at me was obviously playing in a football field. So we're going to be in Tom Brady's zone in Foxborough,
Mhm.
selling out a football stadium. That is going to be tremendous. Obviously the juice is going to run no matter where we're at. We got a great group of guys. We're all going to be fired up. But to have an NFL football stadium at capacity, the energy is going to be tangible. One I've got, Mick. We're going to Milwaukee. We're gonna play at the
Mm.
Brewer Stadium, and that's one that I think is gonna be really cool. I believe that it is the first headliner for the Party Animals in a major league stadium, and we'll be playing those guys. So I think that one there from the MLB side is gonna be really neat. And I told the coaches, man, I said, hey, if we win a ball game out there, I got to hit that slide in Milwaukee. I'm going down that. I'm going down that big guy.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to hear it. Personally, I'm a little iffy on Milwaukee just because I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan. But I love Milwaukee. I've been there. I've been to the stadium. Amazing place. Amazing cheese curds. I mean, cheese curds are top notch for me, personally over there. So in Milwaukee. So that's very, very awesome to hear. Now I've asked a lot of banana ball entertainers, teams and coaches this question, and I want to get your personal opinion on it. Obviously, there's a lot of unique rules to banana ball. If
Mhm.
you could introduce one just specifically for the Loco Beach Coconuts, what would it be and why?
Really good, man. Awesome, awesome question. Well, it's got to be beach oriented, right? So, I'm gonna request that the coaches coach third base box on a lifeguard stand. Get a nice, good view of the ballpark. Get a nice high view from the ballpark from your lifeguard stand. So hey, that's one that I'd throw out. But I think these guys are going to get creative, man. I really do. I think you're going to see some surfboards flying around that field. I think you're going to see some surfboards from the mound. I got a young man by the name of Will Etheridge
Hmm.
who actually can hit some banana balls with his driver. He can hit some banana balls out. He's kind of the beach caddy, as I'm calling him. So you're going to see a lot of different things added. But I'll tell you this much, and from a gameplay standpoint and the rules that we have in place right now, I love every one of them. I just think it's the under the hood when you have pace of play the way that we do, it sharpens everybody, and I think for us baseball purists over the years, we've always talked about 7, 8, 9, right? You got to win 7, 8, 9. It's the most important innings in postseason. It's the most important innings in a baseball game. We have 7, 8, 9 from 1 through 9 when you're
Hmm.
talking about winning innings, right?
Yeah.
And that when you really get a chance to see it every day, and heightened focus of what it means to like get a job done. You know what's in front of you. Move a runner. You hit a ground ball to second base. That run scores. You're the home team. Obviously those are little things that I think are really neat about banana ball that really get the fans going. And I'm gonna let you watch as many as you want this year, but showdowns are electric, my guy. There is nothing like a banana ball showdown, and I think every single one of those rules tied in together, we got electricity, right? So I'm thinking on our end with the coconuts. Maybe we add just a little spice here or there that looks like the beach a little bit more. But I love where those rules are because it's a great product.
I'd love to see that rule truly implemented for the local beach coconuts. And personally, I've never been to a banana ball game. So, but hopefully, in 2026, I applied to be an intern. So hopefully that goes through. But honestly, I truly would love to see it. And this kind of is a backward question to that. I'm not too sure if this has been implemented in banana ball. But obviously, you see with like the MLB, they had those torpedo bats last season. Is there any like custom bats that the players use in banana ball?
Yeah, no, right now it's just those guys are using their own wood bats right now. There's no specific bat that they have to or style bat that they have to use. Obviously all the balls are yellow, right?
Hmm.
And we know that the banana ball itself. But I always say this, and this is from maybe coach talk, whatever. But the beauty of our game is you play that baseball or you play that banana ball, right? It's the same distance as it's always been. And for us, we want to honor that every single day, right? And I've always said this that the game owes us nothing. We have everything to give to it. What does that look like, and what does a good fan product look like? You run hard 90s every time a ball's put in play. You go hard turns on fly balls to the outfield, man, and you get on and off the field, and you have great energy, and you be a great teammate, and bring life to others. All those little things I think that really, really matter inside of banana ball and obviously traditional baseball. They're transferable 100%, and that's why these guys and the group of dudes that I had my eye on, for this draft, they bring that every single day. So, there's this old adage, it's not the arrow, it's the Indian, right? Well, the Indian on this one, you got to find ball players, man.
Hmm.
And we were able to find some real ball players and some guys that love the game and love the process.
That's truly awesome hearing. And it's like an aspect that I guess the sport of baseball, not just traditional, but entertainment baseball, brings that, that kind of differentiates or separates the game of baseball from football, basketball, golf, stuff like that. So it's truly awesome to hear, that perspective, especially from a coach inside the banana ball game. Now, this kind of another fun question relating to the coconuts. If you had to pick one player or assistant coach, I'm going to throw that out there as well, to be stranded on an island with, who's your survival buddy and who is definitely not? So a
Mm,
guy you would want to be and a guy you wouldn't.
yeah, really, really good question. So, all right, I'm gonna go with on an island. You know, I, Man, I'm going Tanner Allen. All right, I just think that I think he's got some salt bet about him. He's been around a little bit, right? He got a little bit of that cowboy about him. You know what I mean? Just feel like he's going to be a resourceful dude, no doubt. Now I love all these guys, all right, but if I'm stuck on an island and there's one guy that I say, hey, it may get a little tougher. for me and him to hang out with, and or not even so much hang out, but like I'd have to maybe take care of. I got to go. Man, that's a tough one right there. It's a tough one because I'm not in this huddle with him yet. I'm going assistant coach. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Coach Marks. Okay,
Mm.
why? Because Coach Marks and I got way too much energy to be stranded on an island somewhere. We wouldn't know what to do with ourselves because we'd be just so fired up. So that's the only reason why it's not Marks, because we're always hyped and we're always ready. I think the wait would be a little bit longer because I'm there with Coach Marks.
Anyways, Coach Marks, make sure to come into the Zoom. Oh, I'm playing. He's not on the Zoom call, but
2016 national champ, man. The dude is he was the engine for Coastal Carolina that led them to a national championship, man. And he brings the juice. One of the hardest playing young men I've ever coached against, and he will have a chance to throw some wonderful left-handed BP for us. Coach first base, coach the base runners, and help with those hitters going into 26. So we're real excited about Coach Marks. He's the ultimate beach coach assistant coming from Coastal Carolina, winning a national championship. So I think he really fits the bill.
I mean, it's great that you have all around talent and, personalities and guys, not just in the roster, but, on your coaching staff. Because I know Shane Victorino is also on the coaching staff as well. So super excited to see that happen and, how that plays out in 2026. Now, obviously, in Banana Ball, there's a lot of celebrities and MLB guys and, rock stars that come through. Personally, for you, who is a dream guest in 2026 that, maybe hasn't been through Banana Ball yet that you would love to see on your team?
Man, really good one. So when we go to Foxborough, imagine if we got the GOAT, man.
Oh,
Tom Brady. Could you imagine getting Tom Brady on that field? I don't care what capacity that would be, whether he's, you know, celeb showing for the bananas or, maybe celeb announcing. But imagine being in Foxborough and playing the bananas, man, and having Tom Brady in the house. I think that would be an awesome celeb stop. But and I'm glad you mentioned Coach Victorino. Today is his birthday, man.
ooh.
So it is the Flying Hawaiian's birthday today. So shout out to Coach Victorino. We were all in the group text earlier, saying happy birthday to him, and that dude played the game so hard, man. He did it day in and day out. And the one thing that we talked about when we were putting this roster together at the beginning, we just wanted dudes that played hard, that competed every single day, and that was one big thing that I told Coach Victorino. I said, listen, I've watched you play plenty of days. And I know, the way that you get after it. We're going to make sure we got a bunch of dudes that play like they're caught on fire. And I think we were able to pull that off for him. So happy birthday to the Flying Hawaiian Coach Victorino today.
And happy birthday to Coach Victorino. I mean, I saw him. My very first MLB game I ever attended was a Phillies Cardinals game, and I hated playing the Phillies because that was a very strong Phillies team with Shane Victorino. I mean, Ryan Howard, who's part of the Indianapolis Clowns now. I mean, it's absolutely awesome to see these former MLB guys getting, very interested and even involved with banana ball teams such as, the Loco Beach Coconuts. So it's truly awesome to hear that. And from the Tom Brady aspect, I mean, he was drafted by the Expos back in 1999, 2000. He has baseball experience. So I mean, I would love to see him in a Local Beach Coconut jersey. Maybe I'll send one to him, and if I can find a fan mail address or something.
I love
We'll
it, my guy. I love
we'll
it.
see what
That'd be
happens.
great.
Now I have one final question for you, Mr. Crocco. By the end of the season, what's one word or phrase that you hope fans of Banana Ball would use to describe the Local Beach Coconuts?
Family, man. I know it's a loosely used term in college programs, etc. But we want to show this country, we want to show all of our fans around Banana Ball that this is your family. All right. So here's the concept: Loco Beach. Everybody asks, well, where is Loco Beach? We bring Loco Beach to wherever we go. All right. So it doesn't matter what town is on that list. It doesn't matter if we're in transit from Savannah flying out to Minnesota and we got a layover somewhere else. Wherever this team is, wherever our guys are, Loco Beach is there. And Loco Beach is a place where, all are welcome, right? Come as you are. The beach is a place that has zero guards up. You are able to be a kid again, right? when you're on the beach. You're able to go be a competitor, have fun, jump in the water, throw the football around, do whatever you would do as a young kid, no matter who you are. So I want people to feel like they join our family every time we go to one of these cities. I want people to feel like we are a family and bringing them into our family day in and day out with the way that we play and the way that we welcome everyone, knowing that we're bringing Loco Beach to them in their cities.
I mean, that's very awesome to hear, and I believe it will truly happen. I mean, local beach coconuts, banana ball, truly fans first, family first. And I'm super excited to see what's in store for the 2026 local beach coconuts. But Mr. Crocco, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Well, Jackson, I'll tell you this, man. You're on to something by getting all these banana ball players on this podcast because I'm telling you, this is inning one. We're just getting started. This championship league is going to be something that's going to be really powerful, and I think this country is going to really rally behind. So, you investing in those young men, giving them platforms and opportunities, for people to learn more about banana ball, to learn more about each of our respective teams, man. I want to thank you for your support and that's what Loco Beach is all about, man. You serve others, you give to others, you give them platforms to do what they love, right? Those things come back to you, man, tenfold. So you get it. You're part of our Loco Beach family, and I want to tell you how much we appreciate you today, Jackson.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for those kind words, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you having me on. We will be in touch with you.